Imagine, if you will, being on Twitter, for no absolute reason, and you see a post about, Ruben Sim, talking about how Ruben Sim evil bad guy, because he makes rage bait posts that furries fall for. Then the person who made the post links their video. Well, not their video to be exact, but their friend's video, you know? Some of that typical stuff. And then the video turns out to be absolute garbage. Ooh, scary. Anyways, let's get to the video. This video absolutely sucks, and I'm talking about not my video, but this person's video. Anyways, dealing with the way this video was made because, this, moth guy made fun of me for playing My Singing Monsters for, like, my own posts. Nobody does that. Don't make fun of My Singing Monsters, you
How's it going, everybody? Undying the Undying here. I have a very unique question to ask you before we get into today's subject that you probably already know who we're talking about just by the title alone. When I say just insane man-child, what are your first initial thoughts? What immediately jumps to your mind? Do you think of people like Reforged Gaming, Tarragon, or maybe even someone like this? Well, I mean, the thing is that you probably wouldn't be wrong. After all, they are insane man-children. But unfortunately, the man-child of the day isn't a very unique league, let's put it that way. Today we're talking about Ruben Sim, probably the biggest false messiah of Roblox that has ever existed at this point. We're going to be getting into
How would you call Ruben Sim a false messiah when he actually does things? He actually, inspires people to help Roblox, the current state it is in now, with full of predators. He actually gets people caught, buddy, oh pal. It's not really nice to call him a false messiah. That's pretty much a spuric move.
as much as I know about his history, as well as a lot of the things they decided to do pretty much as of last year and very recently that caused an entire massive clusterfuck, and even caused even his biggest simps to finally jump ship. Now, I feel
And who are these biggest simps, to be exact? Also, imagine using the word simp in 2024. Oh my gosh, you are really way behind us. Oh my...
like I might as well at least try to start off this video by doing something that Ruben Sim clearly cannot bring himself to do, and that is to at least do the bare minimum in preventing any, crazy people, or at least distancing myself from crazy people in my audience, and that is by stating this. Don't fucking harass people. Don't harass anyone that I talk about in my videos. I feel like that this should be self-explanatory, but unfortunately, well, we have people like Ruben Sim today that are pretty much a grand example as to why such, disclaimers still need to exist in content creation, especially when it comes to commentary. So
Bare minimum. Oh god, I can't even say that fucking word. Anyways, you know what I fucking mean. Anyways, I don't really think it's really nice to take, Ruben Sim accountable for what a third party does to begin with, because, he can't have control over that. And even if, Ruben Sim actually has said to not harass these people to begin with. And oh my gosh, it shouldn't be held on Ruben. If a third party does something to the person he said to not harass to begin with. Buddy, oh pal, you get me? Even if Ruben Sim said this right now, you wouldn't even gain any respect for him. You would still hate him. You would still find a reason to dislike him. That's basically what the entirety of the Ruben Sim shit that goes on Twitter is, that he does something that's actually respectable, but no, they try to find another reason to dislike him. Oh my god, you actual spurn.
Yeah, honestly, he used to at least be pretty well respected within the community, and he kind of was even for a while after he got banned. Unfortunately, mainly because of him, a lot of the circumstances surrounding why he got banned from Roblox, why his main account got banned from Roblox, is mostly completely unknown. What is known, however, is that the moderator that actually ended up banning his account just so happened to be a furry with an unlinked private account that just happened to be following a bunch of NSFW accounts, which Ruben Sim decided to use in order to try and paint this moderator as some sort of disgusting person, and thus began.
Well, that's a complete fucking lie. Anyways, here's a clip, from Ruben Sim himself, that talks about what this guy's referring to and talking about. Enjoy.
On the final episode of the first season of Roblox Watch, I decided that I would give Bob his own segment. So, a friend of mine, who's a furry, was looking through the list of people that Bob followed on his Roblox Twitter account, and he recognized this furry artist in that list. And this wasn't like some low-level hand-holding stuff. This was like... So in the segment that I made for Bob, I explained the whole thing, made some jokes about it, and then I gave a monologue as to why it's probably not a good idea for the head of moderation at Roblox to be following a not safe for work account on his Roblox affiliated Twitter account. This was really the nail in the coffin for my alias.
And Ruben Sim's a weird crusade against the furry community, all because a furry banned him off of a children's platform. Keep this in mind, as this is going to basically play the biggest role in what happens later. Now, of course, with that brief history lesson out of the way, I will in fact say that even after he got banned, he managed to actually keep his weird hate boner furries on the down low. He decided to change up his content to, quote, helping Roblox improve its moderation by even creating a second Twitter account called Moderation for Dummies. And of course, his actions ended up inspiring probably a bunch of other Roblox groups on Roblox themselves to actually go out of the way to peruse the UGC as well as just, new games on Roblox in order to report them for anything that just blatantly breaks the TOS. And of course, even though they're still being made, there's significantly less of them, largely because of Ruben Sim's, hand in the entire situation. Now, of course, that's probably one of the only good things I can think of that Ruben Sim has actually done in terms of, quote, helping Roblox improve moderation. But
yeah, let's completely forget moderation for dummies.
since then, he's just kind of gone downhill and has decided to make his entire new goal this weird crusade against an entire hobbyist group. Yeah, we're just gonna just straight up get into this. So, Ruben Sim has a weird hate boner for furries, as we already know.
I wouldn't say that Ruben Sim has a hate boner for furries. I would say that he's like, I don't know, he just finds it funny when, like, furries get mad. Because, they're easily, like, one of the most, they're, like, one of the most easy groups to, like, rage bait, basically, and to trick into thinking, like, what you're saying is, like, serious. So, like, probably why, like, people, like, think that he hates furries is because, he big troll, big funny, type of I mean, it's not that hard to understand that what most of, like, Ruben Sim posts is rage bait.
And his mask began to slip in terms of his hatred of furries when it actually came to one particular post from about December 28th of 2022, in which, Ruben Sim decided to tweet out, "I unironically hate furries. They're disgusting porn addicts. They're annoying and they groom children." A whole bunch of stuff that he only has minimal evidence of, if any actual evidence of, and is just quite literally just your standard cringy 13-year-old anti-furry garbage where they just label an entire group based off of the fringe cases that ultimately happen. But this is, of course,
I would say that the furry community has a rampant porn problem. Maybe, like, a massive porn addiction problem, even. Because if the freaking official furry subreddit has less members than the official GIF subreddit by, like, it has, like, 200, almost 200,000 less members, then I think that there's probably, like, a porn problem in the furry community, maybe. I wouldn't say there's, that, oh, furries are groomers or some shit. There are people who wear furries who end up being groomers, but hey, not all furries are groomers, okay? Just saying. But, like, they do have a big, porn problem, Big porn problem, as I'm seen right here. Oh, so that post that Ruben Sim made is complete rage bait. You fucking fell for it, you actual spurg. Oh my god. Oh my god, is it really that hard to not fall for rage bait?
Big part right here where he states, "If I were president, I'd establish FEMA camps to have them all rounded up and ground up into dog food." Yeah, he quite literally decides to make an entire threat of violence against an entire hobbyist group and thought that nothing would come of it. Spoiler
2 words or 1 word, depending on how you spell it. Rage bait. Oh my god.
didn't exactly help him whatsoever, and I think even to some extent he's probably forgotten about this rule, but that's neither here nor there. But of course, the thing is that with Ruben Sim, after this event, people began to kind of call him out, to a lesser degree than they are now, but still to a pretty decent degree, and because of this, well, wouldn't you know it, he's decided to block a number of people that were calling him out for this absolutely atrocious tweet of his. In fact, even I ended up getting blocked after calling him out for just being that blatantly stupid. And also,
I don't know, maybe because you're a little bit annoying, maybe because, maybe because you're an actual spurg, maybe because you have, a low
IQ, maybe, because of that, I'm Ben Shapiro now. Hello, my fellow conservatives.
so one other thing, he's decided to buy fucking Twitter verification because he's just that much of a pathetic human being, but, well, are we really even that surprised? But of course, as we already know,
Dude, just admit the fact that Ruben Sim, our Lord and Savior, makes more moolah than you do, and to the point where you can buy Twitter verification. Unlike you little pathetic shrimp. Oh my lord!
the hatred of the furry community usually ends up bleeding into the hatred of other groups that have even less control over their identities than furries. With furries, their only crime is just being, people who have the hobby of, like, dressing up in animal costumes in the most extreme of cases. But with, let's say the LGBT community, well, they don't really have too much control over that. And of course, Ruben Sim has also an immense amount of hatred for the trans community. After all, his likes are filled with people such as Matt Walsh up, in which...
Yeah, because Ruben thought this was Matt Watson from, Super Mega, and he was confused as to why, this person won Transphobe of the Year. Ruben Sim does not like Matt Walsh. He thought he just mistook Matt Walsh for Matt Watson from Super Mega, buddy. Oh my god. And also, I know that you probably read my comment, seeing as you liked a more recent comment, so, yeah, thanks for ignoring my comment, you little spurg.
Why would they call you right-wing? Maybe it's the trans stuff, maybe that's what they call you right-wing, but I don't even know if you have, like, a principled stance on transgenderism.
Not really. So what the transphobia stuff came from, I like the tweet from, I think Matt Walsh, who's like a Daily Wire guy.
Yeah.
This was right after the first creator clash when Matt Watson boxed. Matt Watson is a guy from Super Mega.
Yeah,
I got their names mixed up. I got Matt Watson and Matt Walsh mixed up. And I think the post was like, Matt Walsh wins Transphobe of the Year award. And I was like, that's stupid. There's no way this Matt Walsh guy is a transphobe, because I thought he was the guy from Super Mega.
Sure.
So I liked the tweet. And then, and now everyone thinks I'm a Ben Shapiro fan or something. And I had no idea who this guy was. So,
yeah, there you go. And he also used to follow a known, harassment account called Valid Els. If you don't know what Valid Els is, again, you're a lucky soul to not have existed on Twitter or not really paid attention on Twitter to really even know that account existed. But to make that long story short, it was an anti-trans account that was well known for sending flocks of people to harass, massive trans creators on Twitter and YouTube. So that's really all you need to know. I mean, hell, even Ruben Sim himself decided to, kind of engage in this anti-trans rhetoric with some posts of his, which probably aren't on his account anymore, but I feel like I should actually point out. But
This is referring to transgender degenerates, like, fucking full-on gooners. Or if you're too old, seeing as you use the word simp, coomers, buddy. And also, if you try to use this against me to show that I'm transphobic, first of all, I'm not transphobic. I respect, basically almost every individual on Earth, buddy. And also because, why the fuck, if I was transphobic, then why the fuck would I be dating my boyfriend to begin with?
Overall, this, surprisingly enough, wasn't enough to actually, cause people to actually finally jump ship from him. Hell, even people back then were exposing the fact that he drew torture porn of a minor's character, and even decided to literally defend it years after the fact. Like, my brother in Christ, was actually wrong with you, but oddly enough...
I don't even know why people even still use this against Ruben Sim, even though this situation, this drama, this, thing happened, like, almost 10 years ago, or, like, 7 years ago, like, 6 years ago even. Let's be, like, really, really charitable, like, 6 years ago. And, like, Ruben and the girl that he drew the torture porn of, made up afterwards, This doesn't really matter, let alone the girl, the 10-year-old girl. Like, Ruben was a dumb little teen. Both of them were dumb little teens, okay? Yeah, first of all, Ruben. It's literally an MS Paint. It was made in MS Paint. It's the equivalent of 2 stick men fucking each other. That's literally, you're trying to make a big deal out of this, buddy. What the fuck, man? Anyways, this is pretty stupid. Don't ever fucking try to make this point. There's like valid reasons to dislike Ruben Sim, but this is just not one of them. If you're just gonna bring this years-long thing that's already ended again.
Not even that was enough to deter people from actually deciding to side with him. Hell, even like him trying to make a Cope poll about which are worse, furries or slaughters, was apparently not enough for people to kind of raise an eyebrow and go like, "Are you okay, bro?" No.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Rage bait!
The thing that ultimately caused people to jump ship was a more recent event, in which he decided to upload a video that was titled something along the lines of ranking the types of people on Roblox, in which, well, the final chart looked like this, and I feel like I might as well just kind of point out a few funny things about this one. First of all, obviously furries are at the bottom tier because, well, he has an irrational hate boner for them, but for some reason, military RPers are close to the top. I feel like I should probably mention this, but a weird dog whistle that Ruben Sim and his fans have of trying to defend literal neo-Nazis on Roblox is by trying to justify them and stating that they're just engaging in military RP, so, yeah, take that for what you will.
Yeah, what the fuck is this fucking room for one more looking fucking character? Yeah, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not usually one to insult someone's, artistic and integrity or talent, but like, yeah, just stop drawing. You ain't getting nowhere with this shit. Oh my god. This fucking whatever. Oh.
The thing is that this would already just be petty enough, but it wouldn't really be enough to garner, like, an entire fucking, like, clusterfuck to happen on Twitter in regards to him. No. Obviously, this isn't everything that happened in the video. When he was talking about furries in the video, he decided to quite literally lump in a number of very innocent content creators in, with people such as to Sappho.
For a little bit of background, I did not have a video planned for April, and I was, like, rushing to get this out before the end of the month. And so I kind of cobbled together this graphic to explain away this part of the video.
Right.
And it was really rushed, but the point I was trying to convey here was to reflect the results of the first science study, where you had 5% of the participants who said that they don't consume furry up at the top.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this 5%, at least from the ones I've spoke to on Twitter, is that they think that furries that do look at furry are weird and gross, right? And then you have the people that do look at furry who look at the real full-blown zoophiles as being gross and disgusting.
Right.
So the way that most furries see zoophiles is how the 5% of furries see the 95% of furries. And I thought that was funny. And I was trying to think of a way to convey this. And so
Someone who I'm pretty sure decided to join the furry community because of just how unbelievably weirdly accepting they sometimes are of even the worst people. Trust me, that's an issue that I have with the furry community, but thankfully I follow enough furry creators to actually understand that most of the community is not okay with people like Sappho being in the ranks whatsoever and finds them to be an absolute scourge to the community just in general, but whatever. It's not like Ruben Sim is actually here for any amount of logic or reasoning. Fuck no. But the thing is that even though he decided to lump in people such as generic purple protogen, who quite literally only makes meme videos on YouTube and actually has Roblox banned on his streams, which is funny.
Yeah, get ready for another clip of Ruben Sim talking about this, buddy.
I kind of phoned it in as I was like running out of furries that I could think of, and I just started googling like really generic stuff, like the boy kisser Roblox avatar on the top right.
Right.
And there's another guy on here named generic purple protogen, who I know absolutely nothing about. I just googled protogen furry, and I saw in the results there was one that said generic purple protogen. I had no idea who this guy was. I thought that it was literally like a generic purple protogen. It wasn't like actually tied to anyone's identity. Yeah. So I just threw it in the video, and then it turns out it's like a YouTuber or something.
People like Blue Wolf, which is a, well, massive trans rights activist and is a trans woman herself, and also just so happens to be a furry, but also a deceased fursuiter that was an EMT that died while on the job, whose death was apparently a massive impact in the furry community, in which, for some reason, Ruben Sim decided to try and, like, justify why he decided to throw a dead man onto the fucking screen, and compare them to a literal zoophile, but, of course, his defense is absolutely fucking stupid. What do you expect?
I don't entirely blame him for making that assumption. That's not what I was trying to say, but, it is what it is. And the guy that died, his name is Timothy Coyote. Yeah, this one I really fucked up on, because I knew about this guy because he was in some drama, like, over a decade ago before he died. I had no idea that he actually died. And to make it worse, he died heroically, like, in the line of duty.
He died in an ambulance, yeah.
Yeah, so I felt really bad when I found that out, and right away I went into the YouTube editor and blurred out his image.
Right.
But that was not enough to please the furry horde that was descending on my Twitter mentions and my YouTube comments.
But on top of that, too, within that same exact segment, he decided to use some sort of weird scientific article that had a very small sample size in order to label an entire community as something that, for the most part, they really aren't. And of course, after he got massively called out for this, he decided to, well, just be a complete fucking douchebag by, well, trying to pretend like he got his account terminated on YouTube when his account still exists on YouTube, which is just an extremely funny lie.
Again and again and again, I always have to say this. It's fucking rage bait, you actual moron. Oh my god.
People such as Blue Wolf, as well as a number of other massive furries on Twitter, decided to call him out for this. His community decided to go out of their way to try and harass them, dox them, send them stuff like CP and gore, and of course, when Ruben Sim was confronted with the fact that his fans were doing stuff like this, instead of trying to at least do the bare minimum by stating that, hey, harassment isn't cool, don't do that, he instead decided to make this weird meme post where he tries to make a wild claim that, apparently people are telling him to micromanage his entire community, which is not at all what people are asking for you to do. People are just asking for you to, at the very least, do the bare minimum if you at least want to look like a respectable human being. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Is it really that hard to say, hey, don't harass people, even if they are stupid or if they're people that I hate? Don't fucking do that, you moron. Don't dox them and harass their family. Don't do that. But of course, after he got called out for this one, he continued to try and make light of the entire situation by quite literally doing a cell phone post like this one, and also...
Even if Ruben Sim himself said that, to not harass these individuals, do you think that would actually really do anything? Oh my god. Well, like I said before, it doesn't really do anything, buddy pal. Like, it isn't really going to change people's perspective on Ruben Sim. They're just still going to find a way to dislike him, even for, like, the smallest shit.
Apparently trying to talk this up as if it's, like, one of the best, times for interaction on his Twitter account in, a while, which is extremely funny. He's quite literally just stating that he's only, deciding to do all this just so he can gain attention, which is extremely sad. And, of course, on top of that, too, to really nail in the fact that he actually just does not care about trying to protect anybody, there have been leaked DMs of him literally going after a trans creator, and instead of focusing on the fact that this person may or may not even be weird with kids, decides to solely focus on the fact that this person is trans, deciding...
Yes, somehow, transphobia matters more than catching a potential pedophile or predator or groomer.
Well, gee wilkers, mister, we should definitely focus on this person being transphobic towards someone who's a potential pedophile. Gee wilkers, mister, that is a really, really good point. Like, oh, wow. you're a little bit of a spurg, you know.
So by the way, to clarify, Ruben did not expect the DMs to ever get leaked. Also, this is the first time you hear me without the fucking filter. Yeah, nice.
To promote his merchandise line, which, mind you, I am waiting for the second round of, the Roblox lawsuit at this point, because his merchandise is quite literally, well, the Roblox default avatar head and face, but just made monochrome and shoved onto tie-dye t-shirts and hats. Like, come on, you aren't even fucking trying with your merchandise, Ruben. Like, I can only anticipate that Roblox is probably going to take your ass to court because of this merchandise in and of itself.
This isn't the Roblox set. This is just a Roblox face. I don't really think, Roblox holds, like, copyright to the most basic fucking smile ever. Sure, it's iconic, but I don't think you can really hold copyright for just a smiley face.
And of course, in order to perform damage control, he decided to try and pretend like he still cares about trying to, get rid of bad people on Roblox by, managing to find an account that had a bunch of stuff in it about me that I do not feel like repeating. And of course, when it was brought to his attention that there were very, very questionable things in the UGC, he decided to try and make a joke out of it instead of actually telling people to go ahead and get it taken off of the fucking catalog, which is also extremely funny. Like,
it's funny because it's something you usually don't really see. It's really unexpected. It's a fucking shot on Roblox with the most weird fucking shirt ever. It's fun. Of course, it's fucking funny.
I just find it incredible that people like Ruben Sim just genuinely fucking exist. Now, on the very, very slim chance that Ruben Sim or any of his fanboys managed to come across this video and even make it to this point in the video before deciding to leave a dislike, leave some sort of weird comment, and maybe even decide to go the extra mile and try and report this video for whatever reason, I'm not really that scared of you. Like, Ruben Sim is just a man-child with a legion of children at the end of the day, and I just genuinely find him to be one of the most pathetic individuals on planet Earth. If I were to try and summarize this entire video in a what have we learned today segment, well, what we've learned today is that we probably
shouldn't trust people who use the fucking, room for one more looking fucking profile pics or art styles, or people who necessarily talk a little bit too long to the point where it makes me feel distracted at times, and also people who don't give full context or don't wait for the other side to respond and are absolute fucking spurgs, such as this person. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised based off their profile pic and that they're a fan of Rain World, really.
By singing monsters on top.
Oh yeah, and I'll also leave a link down below to the main accounts that have been circulating a lot of this information, so that way you guys can go ahead and give them some support as well, and also, get much more information than I was able to provide in this short video. If you really give enough of a fuck, go ahead and support those groups, but just stay the fuck away from Ruben Sim, as it's very obvious that he does not care about trying to help Roblox anymore. He's really just either in it for the attention, or is just genuinely fucking deranged. In either case, he is just a sad, pathetic human being. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please
consider leaving a like for me, not this person. I need more subscribers. I need more attention and followers. I need to build a community. Billions must subscribe.
Well, tonight after 19, now I know just what you mean. You can kiss me